Hello, and welcome to the happy kaleidoscope of colours that is House Fialan by night, which signals the start of our level 5 episode of Purple Dust Potions. Breaking with tradition, I have absolutely nothing noted down for this one, probably because I spewed it all out in the previous episode. So let's just take you quickly through the odd little changes we've made. I've swapped elemental skin in, which is a nice little buff to the elemental resistances going over and above the standard ones that you have or that you could get with the resistance line of spells. If you look there, it's just a 5 boost at the moment, but it can go as high as 15 at level 20, which is very nice. Just another one of the Alchemist's many buffs they can get, as you've already seen, with the evolution line of spells, buffs to their main stat going up to +4 at max level. +4 on your main stat as a caster is 2 DC, as I'm sure you all know, and as a damage dealer 2 to hit and damage. So not bad at all. The buffs this class has are definitely second to none. I've removed the evolution thing because our intelligence would be it would be an even number in Reaper. However, I've neglected to factor in the fact that we are not doing Reaper in the next chain. So let's oh, actually I do still have the spell, don't I? I've got the 2 of them selected, so I could just put that there. We can use them both. Happy days. Just ignore me. So, yes, we're going to do the Tangleroot chain. We've just taken level 5. This is the last level without significant AoE, so I'm hoping to go through it as painlessly as possible, and Tangleroot with no Reaper and the sort of gateway to those Fialan buffs. It struck me as a good one to try to do. Gear wise, I've literally just thrown on a load of Fey stuff that seemed appropriate. So we've got a lot of it is duplicated. Spell Focus Mastery and Insightful Spell Focus Mastery is on the pendant, and there is also Spell Focus Mastery on the crown. It's just given me a thought, actually. I had the same on the Princess Scepter, exactly the same thing. Why don't we swap the Princess Scepter out, add in the Queen's Scepter, and that should give us a nice little boost in spell power, I would think. So we've got 7 pieces of Fey equipped, or at least 7, which has had the effect of boosting up our spell DCs a little. We're on 25 now outside of Reaper for the vials, which isn't terrible. The others are on... Actually, the others are on the same, because they've benefited more from the spell focus mastery than the weapon we had. The Hull Melter's Mace was already giving a bonus to the conjuration line. So, let's grab the Queen's Scepter out of here, if we can. Change that for the Prince's one. The Prince's one, the 2 really good scepters from the Feywild, both available, I think, for the chunks of ferrocrystal, is it, from the cauldron in the hut. And this one just gives you a lovely boost to all spell powers, potency and insightful potency, and spell sight, insightful spell sight. The other one, the Prince's one, is more on the DC side of things. So if we didn't have items like this boosting our DC casting, spell focus mastery, we could totally have put that one in to get that same benefit. You can see there how much hammering I took in the last chain of quests, so much so that my armor broke, so hoping to avoid a repeat. So yeah, we've got plenty of tasty things in and amongst the Fey gear. We've still got our sparky boots from Salt Marsh for the electric thing, for our electric spell-like ability. The acid is covered by this ring, corrosion, and Hull Melter's Mace. We've got the fire covered by this ring from the Fey, Combustion and Fire Law. And otherwise we've just got an array of nice the Fey armors. There is a robe and a light armor to suit, giving 3 exceptional bonus to spell crit chance at level 5 is really good. So you can see now our spell power, acid, fire and electric are in a decent place, and the crit chance too are in the high 20s. So expect to see hopefully more of these big booming crits from these single target bottles that we have. Also of note, some of the defensive items have helped us too. Blurry on the cloak, which we didn't have before. I think there is one of these bottled spells that can give blur, but I haven't yet seen it and don't have it. I know there's one for displacement. Maybe there isn't for blur. I don't know. That's a nice defensive item. Plenty of extra armor class on there. And as you can see, I mean, it's by no means prodigious, but for a robe using character, 71% chance for defending at level. That's to get some misses. So that's nice. Only 5% to dodge though. We could do with boosting that up a bit higher, couldn't we? As we'll be in robes permanently, we will definitely be looking for dodge on our gear. That's another nice item at level 5, Dead Ringers. A bit more on the spell point side, which can't hurt, but the profane spell focus there, stacking with everything else, is particularly nice. So Fey gear wise, I think we're in a happy place. We're gonna go now and see what we can, what mischief we can create in Fialan, in the Tangleroot Gorge. For me to then forget to replenish the Fialan buffs, of course. There is a distinct possibility soon in this life of Purple joining up with a couple of other members from the bear party. I would actually, said he going the wrong way, I would actually have very much liked that from the start for obvious reasons on this build, because we've gone through the pain of lacking any kind of AoE. We've done that on our own. But I'm hopeful we're going to be able to level this character with our Blightcaster Sithril, and I think Mike is planning to bring a tanky paladin build to the table, because he's had a bollocking recently from yours truly for making too many builds with little or no heal. When you have a melee with no heal in our little group, it's let's say a bit challenging. I was at the back with my ranged character Red, having to provide the, well, I gave up one of my offensive trees in order to get the renewal, and I was using that and the little vigor thing you get from Sharadi to try and heal 2 melees who didn't have any heal at all, which, as you can imagine, was somewhat of a challenge. But in general, in the bear party, when purple is not around the cap with the Warlock tank build, we only really have one other tank, which is the Hungry Warlock that the bear plays, based around that same Warlock build. Aside from that, we don't really have a regular tanky character, so if Mike could get this tanky paladin into the cap, that would be most helpful. I'll be interested to see how he goes about it, because generally his builds are always multi-class. I kind of hope he doesn't multi-class a paladin, because I think they do pretty well pure, don't they? But we'll see what he comes up with. The mad scientist of DDO. Right, so as mentioned, the last level, when we will have no significant AoE. I don't know why I've got that feather thing up there. We've got feather fall at the moment on the gear, and we don't even have the spell at the moment. Oh, Fox. Okay. That's another thing I look forward to, the permanent speed item, so we no longer have to click the speed boots on the gear. Of course, the solution to that would be the Quiver of Alacrity, which was one of the things on offer from the was it the 15th anniversary bundle, and I did take it for my main character. Super useful for maximum movement speed from level 1. Otherwise you've got to wait until at least level 8 before being able to gain that maximum speed, either through a Sapphire of the Snow Peak speed, which is a super useful one to get, and that event is coming up very soon, or there is a Topaz of Swiftness, I think, available for shards.
There must be levers to control it nearby.
Both of which are level 8. There's some tasty crits going in there. Whoa, big numbers. We're into the 300s there. Happy days. We're gonna notice an increasing rising in the difficulty level. As mentioned before, this chain starts at 3 and goes all the way up until 7. So by the time we start getting into the level 5 and 6 quests, I would imagine we're going to be struggling quite a bit more than we are at present, one-shotting everything. Still, we'll take it while we can get it. He took more than one. Sacrilege. I'm still forgetting to do my boosts, although one of them, the Reaper one, won't work, of course, in non-Reaper content, which we're doing at the moment. Oh, one guard left. We can just go down the side here for it, can't we? Happy days. Are you all going to come out of there or not? No, I don't think so. Right, well, if that's any indication, our single target damage at least is in a very good place.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
I had to smile reading the recent forum thread, something like 16 pages of people either hating or loving Tumble, wanting to see it nerfed into the ground or kept as is, depending on your standpoint. I've never been a user of tumble, but I have to say, I mean, as a means of jumping into and out of combat and evading and things, it looks great. But if you then start to be messing about, you know, using it as a means to run faster than everybody else, it seems to be going into the realms of abuse there. Although people would argue, I think quite rightly, that it's always been that way. There's always been that possibility. So I guess it remains to be seen what, if anything, is done about that.
The hobgoblins have shut the portcullis again. You'll have to open it with the levers.
We remembered to use our boost for a grand total of 2 opponents. We should see a few more misses than before, hopefully, because the new gear has given a significant boost to AC, and we're just about at the stage with our epic lives where we're going to begin to notice a little difference from the martial lives we've picked up. As mentioned in a previous episode, we've got 12 now. We've got 3 double strike and 3 skills boost. That's our is it on the... Yes, our Crown of Snow can trigger a Fire Shield Cold sometimes when we get hit. Which could be situationally useful if I can figure out how to get hit before going through fire, because at the moment our UMD is too low to allow us to cast Fire Shield scrolls reliably. I did check on the most recent visit to the bank, and I think we have only a 30% chance to activate those. That's quite nice. Our spot skill is allowing us to see those things from distance.
The prisoner flees to safety. The prisoner flees to safety.
Go and do the other... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Where did you come from? Go and do the same on the other side, waiting until out of combat to trigger the potion heal. I do have a cure moderate bottle ready for the time when we begin to group. And as clunky as they are, these bottles, the AoE aspect of them, a bit like the, well, just like the Dark Hunter gets, can be very nice if you've got, let's say you've got a couple of melees crowded around an end boss, and you just chuck one of those in, hit both of them, and do it from a safe distance. Where am I going now? Up there.
This is the warden's room. Where the prisoner
Also, it's available at a fairly early level.
one cowers at the room's edge.
Now, from memory, the clerics in here can cast that flame strike, can't they? So I absolutely don't want to be running into that kind of stuff.
Upon Splinter Skull's warden. As he dies, two key. All the prisoners
At least
have
not
escaped
before
from
we have
Splinter Skull.
evasion.
Your work here is done for now.
I was just thinking of a possible feat for level 6. We've already got maximising power and quicken. I'm guessing enlarge is pretty redundant on this, given the prodigious range it has. So, could we take for 6? I'll have to have a little think about that.
You
Maybe spell focus conjuration?
the shouts of hobgoblins.
Or is there something more useful we could nab? So 3 things to acquire this time. $300, boom. Happy days. Oh, I think we've missed one. Nearly 400 there, wow. That's pretty tasty stuff. I think it shows as well that you can, and many do, just totally ignore the reaction state of things and do perfectly well. Just cast whatever you happen to be casting, and the fact that you're casting mostly offensive spells, yellow and red, will invariably bring you back into this orange, which is the most favourable state to be in for a alchemist caster. But you can totally get away with just ignoring that that reaction state and just playing away and doing perfectly well. It's at the high end of the game really where I think the making best use of those spikes can really make a difference, you know, clearing a room full of opponents with a multi-vial or two with a reaction spike on Reaper 10 or whatever it is. I hasten to add I do not play at Reaper 10. Although our little group recently, depending on the composition, we've proven ourselves capable of doing up to Reaper 8 in certain content, so I was quite pleased and proud of that.
The air smells foul here. Shouting orders.
Let's chuck a glue bomb in. Look at that, happy days. Give him the old fine dust as well. So between glue bomb and fine dust from a very low level, we have some really decent crowd control options here. He was a patrol leader, but not one with the... Oh, hello. Not one with the maps and things that we're looking for. I think there's one in here, isn't there?
The hobgoblin tactician barks orders to his men.
That's the glue bomb. Look how effective that is and how long it lasts for. Crowd control duration is obviously nerfed on Reaper, but outside of Reaper this thing lasts for 18 seconds. Oh, sorry, 20 seconds. It goes up with the level of the character. That's even better. Wow. The fine dust, I think, is a flat 6 seconds, isn't it? So the glue bomb is a potent weapon, especially if you're not playing on Reaper. You'll get some serious mileage out of that. Even if, like us, you're just hitting one target at a time, it's giving you plenty of time to dispose of things. Now, from memory, this section's changed a bit, and I'm not convinced we have enough jump to get up to the top area where the map piece is. The map piece is up there where those guys are. 400 on the crit, and you can. Oh, maybe we can. Can we? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh crud! Don't assassinate me while I'm messing about with the chest. I think there's more than that. There's definitely. Oh, traps, traps, traps. Not good. That's another advantage of playing on Elite. We can use our healing potions without any kind of nerf. So, patrol map should complete the quest. Happy days. Unfortunately, we can't spend our action points right now. Otherwise, I would have totally... Oh, we can, can't we? We can just recall to the tavern.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief
Can
beckons you
recall
closer.
and then come straight back here. Once you've found Chief Ungers here in the Tangleroot wilderness, you're able to speak to the quest giver in the tavern here, Eremik, and go straight back to Ungers when you want to do so. I just wanted to come out to be able to add our extra crit chance on there. Straight back to Ungers, and we will continue. So we're pushing 30 now on the crit chances for the ones that we are interested in. So that's not bad at all at this low level, and that's why we're seeing these 300 and 400 numbers, which definitely are making me smile. Sometimes people will say to me, how much damage are you doing? And I'll say quite truthfully, you know, on a big AoE character, that I'm just not watching the numbers, which is the truth. I just watch the red bar, and when things are going down, you know, that's happy days. But here, with just like one hit, I am actually getting a chance to see the numbers and what we're doing. So it's a bit of a change from my normal things that I would notice. It's been quite good actually, because we can see the effect of the reflex saves, which really is a big nerf to the damage when they're saving. So it shows you the importance of a high intelligence and spell DC for these things, as well as the spell power. So you can see when they don't save, even on a regular hit, it's doing 100 plus, and they're in trouble. On a crit, it's just good night. Let's get rid of these clerics if we can. Okay. I think there's a load of stuff down here, isn't there? Yeah.
Spider tunnels is stronger than before. Whatever dwells here now.
Boost, please. Yeah, one AoE would so nicely have annihilated all that. But we've got it to come. I tried to find dust there. I think it went a bit clunky. That was 200 on just a regular hit, not a crit. Make our way into the spider tunnels.
The bilious stench is stronger down this tunnel.
I remember somebody telling me on a ranged build once that they'd actually killed the Whisper Doom down here, which is going some because she's just basically not meant to be killed, so I shouldn't even be targeting her. Target these other little ones. Once I've done that, oh my god, can we just do these egg things by hand? Yeah, I think that's going to be easier than trying to pew them. Happy days. Can we just sneak the chest while we're at it? We can. Now we know she's going to follow us, don't we? So I think we have to go, since the change they made, we have to go all the way to the main room, to the other side of the main room before she'll stop following. That's right. In this way, yeah. If I just get to the other side of here, I think we're good. I think she stops in there. And the first time I did that, also on a recording, since they changed it, I was being chased all over by her, wondering what the heck was going on.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons
So
you
now we're ramping up in the levels. I think we're at least into level 5 quests now. So level 7 on Elite.
You have found the mouth of Splinter Skull. The shouts of hobgoblins echo from within.
Okay. See what we can do against these beefed up opponents. I guess they'll have higher saves, higher hit points, and it's going to start taking us all that. Look, that took us 3 just to kill that one. Yeah, we are noticing an increase here, aren't we?
Etched into the stone, but almost invisible, is a message. Seek the spider caves. A massive, well-armed hobgoblin.
Yeah, we're going to need our crowd control more than before. Before we were just basically one shot deleting everything. It's certainly not the case now. We've got to be very careful of those clerics, because if they shoot us before we shoot them, we're going to be in deep trouble. Let's make good use of our spell power boost whenever possible, like now. That's a cleric there. Keep moving. If you can't hold them, just keep moving. Get out of the range of that flame strike, because that does hurt. That's 1 cleric down, 2 down. Got another one held there. In fact, the glue bomb area is a really nice AoE, because I targeted that cleric, and Nice little, whatever that is, fine dust. I targeted the cleric over here, and things over here were being held, so that's a really nice, I can see us making good use of that going forward.
An arrow is drawn in the dust.
Let's
on the
try and
floor.
get these together if we can.
Possibly many feet. It points to the right.
Oh, this doesn't look good. This does not look good. Gotta get these clerics gone. I saw a crit for nearly 600 there. I think that must have been on something vulnerable to whatever... It was a champion, wasn't it? It must have been vulnerable to whatever element we shot it with. So this is where we go for our key.
The dust on the floor, almost completely obscured. It points to the side passage.
Should I in fact be quickening the glue bomb? I don't know. I'm just very conscious of not wanting to run out of mana.
You found it. The key to Splinter Skull's inner stronghold.
The other one, the fine dust, is a fast enough cast anyway, without quickening, I think. But the glue bomb does take a bit of winding up. I look forward to being able to quicken that.
Sturdy, fortified door. From the other side, you hear moving water. This must be the way to the inner stronghold.
This is just a little quick go and talk to the person, isn't it, really? Fine dust. Yes, fine dust to the rescue. I made a mistake there. I should have gone straight for the big guy. Okay, my little dart to shoot the thing there. And the first one always falls down. I must have a laugh at that. Always falls down underneath the bridge.
There are no controls on this side of the drawbridge. You must find a way to activate the lever on the far side of the chasm.
I think there's just a little hound thing here to beat, and then we speak to the guy and we're done. And the next two, I guess, are going to be the toughest. I think these are levels 6 and 7.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
I think one of the nice things about this chain, it can reward, well, a Death Ward clickable goggles is quite nice, but also out of here you can get, if you're lucky, clickable spell power items like this here, usable from level 2, and giving 9 bonus on all spell powers, so that's a really lucky find. So I just use it as a bit of a crutch to lean on in the earlier levels. Later on, of course, you might have seen me using in previous lives the potions of both alchemical spell power and what's the other one? The well, the elemental ones, the ones that come out of the portable hole, greater erosion, greater freeze, all that kind of stuff. Glue bomb. Look at that. Look how wide an area that has hit. And the amount of time we have been given, which is just as well because I'm messing about here, missing them and all sorts. But unless they make their save, they're stuck there for 20 seconds. And that's only going to increase with the level of the character. So I think that one was probably criminally underused in my previous lives and is going to be seriously abused in this one. Going straight for the clerics. Are you not so clever now without your clerics, are you, boys?
Not all of Whisperdoom's offspring are destroyed after all. Sultan must have been breeding these freaks with his magic. Destroy them.
Oh, here we go. Cleric. Maybe did I just move in time? I don't know. I think I still got hit by some of it. Seeing a lot more of them now on the higher level are taking at least 2 shots to kill. That bottle just seemed to go missing. I'll just run straight through here.
Has reached the inner stronghold. You hear hobgoblin voices beyond the stronghold door. The guards must
So
be
you can
ready
see
for
we're
you.
making some nice inroads already into the progress towards level 6. It's a nice source of decent low level XP, as well as the source of the Fialan buffs, because this chain on its own gets you enough Fialan favour to be able to have those Fialan buffs. They last, if you don't know what they are, you can just go to the Fialan is it patron once you've completed this chain, and there's an option there, just give me everything, and the buffs include all the basic elemental resistances, jump, is the feather fall on there? There could be. Just lots of helpful stuff to ease you through the earlier levels. I mean, especially against things like these clerics here chucking the firestorms around, the elemental resistance would be great to have. I guess it would pay to know which one of these champions is vulnerable to what element, as we have 3 different SLAs in our locker. We have at the moment fire, electric and acid. I know already the stone guard is vulnerable to electric. That's not to say I would hit it with that. I'd probably just spam the keys and hope for the best.
The gate here stands open. You hear hobgoblin voices chanting, echoing from far down the hallway.
Now I've memorized the combinations for these levers. Get the caster. 3. Oh, look at that. Just look at that. Tell me that's not impressive. That is a super spell to have. That guy saved there, so it's not completely fail-safe, but if you had better DCs than me, that would be a total lockdown. That's transmutation. If you're wondering what the combos were for the wheels, they're all listed here, which is the way onwards that we're trying to unlock. Yeah, if we had any kind of AoE or another character with AoE that was following behind us, this would be decimation. One glue bomb and the AoE and everything would be gone. Just look at it. I'm licking my lips in anticipation of what could happen when we get to level 6, because we could do a glue bomb and then follow with our fully meted inflict serious wounds, and I think that's going to be game over, she wrote. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to that.
A deep, sonorous voice. Atop the dais stands the Splinter Skull totem, shining like a fat Zulka, dies with the Devourer's name on his lips. As he falls, a key and a sheaf of notes spill from the Splinter Skull totem, collapses into
Happy
rubble.
days.
You feel the Fane's aura of evil dwindle away.
I think we've just got one more to go. The toughest one, but given what we've seen so far, I think we can be cautiously optimistic.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
Okay, let's get in there. So this is a level 7 base. So I guess now quest level 9. Yeah, and we're a level 5. So it is pushing the envelope a little bit, but we're not doing Reaper, so hopefully we'll be okay. And I think that the challenge here, unless you want to do it in 2 installments, which is a bit of a pain because you have to then come back, to find a level appropriate for everything. Because if you go higher than 5, the first one is a level 3, so you're going to be losing some potential experience in the early levels if you're higher than 5. Same with the Sorrowdusk chain, which runs I think from 6 until 10. What I've tended to do there, what I've heard other people doing as well, do the first part, the 6s and 7s, and then come back and finish the last part of the chain later on. Come on, don't move. I meant move, not don't move. Don't stay still. Whenever those... oh my word, that's not good. Whenever those casters are about, it's not a good idea to stay still. When knocked down like that, remember you can shield block with the shift key as a default. You can still block, or not shield block rather, just block when on the floor, and it does, even though you're tripped and down on the floor, it does help to mitigate some of the incoming damage. And there's nothing else that you can be doing while in that state, so you might as well block. Can we just run for the entrance? I think we could. Am I going to regret creating a dungeon alert back there? Possibly. Now if I'd have had significant AoE, I would totally have not done that, but without it, I just wanted to get through and get that bit over with. Right. The final frontier. Come on, there's a cleric back there, or a witch doctor or something. Really poor that, leaving the crown alive. Now this is another thing, you do actually get as an alchemist access to the restoration line of spells, or in this case bottles, but I've heard it's such a nightmare to click them on yourselves. I've persisted with the standard potions, and where applicable in future I guess I'll be trying to use scrolls instead, because I have heard it's a bit of a nightmare to get those things to land on you. Oh, witch doctor at the back. Yeah, so this here you're seeing the drawbacks of the early leveling for the alchemist. You're just painfully slow at clearing big groups, but if they're all waiting politely to be attended to in the glue bomb, then it's not that bad, is it? Ooh, somebody's winding up a spell back there. That has a nice range as well. Look at that. My immediate target there was quite a way away from those others that fell on the floor, and that worked very nicely. That's the fine dust. Yeah, good idea to have some sort of restoration around when all these witch doctor people are in evidence.
This door is locked but unbarred. With the right key, it should open. Ogre glowers at you, nostrils flared with rage. You have found Gnarl, War Master of Splinter Skull.
I chained both the crowd controls together there to try and buy me a bit of time. We are getting some misses there, aren't we? Okay. As ugly as that was, we never looked like dying, so that was something. But you can see, even with no metas on the crowd controls, and with these things costing so little for a time, we're still burning through the mana, because it's taking us so many shots to kill things.
A thunderous howl splits the air. You have found War Master Proof. He is no hobgoblin.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was another fine dust. Can we get rid of Krug? Not quite.
Krug falls, something small and metal clatters to the ground. A key.
Can we just nab that key and get out of here? We've got two traps here, haven't we? One almost immediately as we come in. Ooh. Another one back towards this door.
Flames leap high from braziers in this grand chamber. You have found the heart of Splinter Skull.
God, there's a lot of crowns here. Let's see if we can throw the glue bomb in there. I think we've got rid of the minions. We can Hood of Unrest here. Nice.
His eyes as he sags to the ground. The chieftain of Splinter Skull is slain.
So, as nicely summarised by that final encounter, 1 versus 1, we're absolutely fine. It's just the AoE that's the issue here. But not for too much longer. Another few quests, we'll be up to 6 and we'll be rocking and rolling, I'm hoping.
The hobgoblins.
So I didn't think we did too bad at all in there.
In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
Anything interesting in the rewards list? whenever you see a number on a chain reward, it's a good idea to have a look, because that's a clickable a spell item. False life? No, I don't think so. And that's the sort of flagship reward for this chain. 7 minutes of Death Ward clickable. I actually have a better one than that, which I don't currently have on the bar. That one comes from the Salt Marsh. 3 charges, 10 minutes each charge. That is by far the best Death Ward clickable in the game, certainly for the early levels, and probably also for the end game, because I think at the end game you get 3 charges of 30 minutes in an AoE. So awesome stuff, that. Okay, I think that concludes our efforts for level 5. I'm pretty happy with what we've done there, and next time around I hope to show you the old 1-2, the old glue bomb, followed by an AoE at last. So here's hoping. Thanks very much as always for looking. I will speak to you in the next one. Take care.